So now, let's get into extracurricular activities. That's the fun part. The way I had listed them on my application was kind of in order of what I thought was the most significant to me and told the best story of who I am, what's important to me in terms of what was the most recent, but also what was most substantial. So things that I had done for 4 years were higher to the top, and things that I was more passionate about were higher to the top of the things that I had done for 4 years. So the first one was kind of an exception to that. I did an internship in the Netherlands for exhibition called Sonsbeek, and I helped out with an artist to execute his collaborative project, OXT, at the opening of the exhibition. The King of the Netherlands, King Willem-Alexander, was there, and I got to kind of show him around the workshop that we were working at. And I also got to make my own piece for that exhibition as well. And that's the first thing I listed for my extracurricular activities. So my second item that I had on my extracurricular activities was work. And I did that from junior year to senior year. And I was an art teacher for after school kids program at my school, and I taught a class of around 14 first grade students to 5th grade students, kind of sketching and imagination. And so I would come after school to kind of help them draw whatever they wanted, help them sketch, come up with activities for them. It was really a lot of fun. Then my third extracurricular activity was varsity tennis. I had been playing for all my life, tennis. So I was on the team for 4 years and on the starting lineup, and we had won state 2 official times. And so I definitely ranked that as well. And I was nationally ranked in Belgium and in the United States. And so I put that on my application as well, because tennis is a huge part of my life, and it would totally feel incomplete if I didn't mention it. So then for my next extracurricular activity, I put it in the category of art, and that is for video content creating. And I'd done that also for 4 years. So when I was going into my freshman year of high school, I decided in the summer that I wanted to start a YouTube channel to document my life, to kind of keep an online journal of what I've been doing. And so that started in my freshman year, and since then I've created about 100 vlogs and videos on my channel called Summer Days Kiss, and I learned a lot of skills through that. I learned Adobe Suites, I learned editing, but more than that, I also was able to foster a community online, which is completely invaluable. And it really helped me with public speaking, doing YouTube for so long. So that was a huge plus for me, and I wrote about that as well in my additional information section. So my next activity was music, vocal based, and so I did music production and songwriting. And so since freshman year as well, I have been writing songs, producing songs. So for my music, I released an EP on Spotify, as well as 3 music videos that are also on another YouTube channel, just Sayen d'Anjou. I listed that as another thing, and I continue to write songs and produce music all the time. It's one of the loves of my life, and I wrote about it in one of my essays as well. So then my next activity was career-oriented, was my category, and I worked in a film crew. So I'm a camera operator for a lot of different short film projects, feature film projects around Atlanta. I operate a Blackmagic Ursa camera, and I work also in the art department and editorial department of a lot of different short films that are produced around Atlanta. Then my next activity that I had been doing for 3 years since sophomore year is I co-founded a club called the Zen Club at my school, which is a branch of Active Minds. And so we just practice ways to unwind in sexual environments. As I mentioned before, my school can be quite competitive, quite stressful. So I wanted to create a club with one of my best friends that helped people learn about new ways that they could de-stress. Another activity that I did in just senior year was I was part of something called Creating Communities, which is a cohort of students at my school, about, I guess, 20 of us. And we go around our city and we observe how art interacts with public spaces. Towards kind of the middle of the year in December and November, around that time, we also were invited to go to Toronto for Nuit Blanche, and observe a completely incredible art festival that was held in the city. And so that really played along well with what the group was committed to. And then my last two activities were smaller, so I had done them in freshman year and one of them also in sophomore year. So I was part of a volunteer and community-based organization called One Love Generation, which promotes an arts education in Atlanta. And so we created murals at one of the schools in downtown, made soup bowls for Meals on Wheels, and we raised about $10,000 for a group of us to go to Guatemala and build a library and build a big arts mural there as well. And my last activity was the Chinese exchange program in 9th grade, and so I think that was also an incredible experience. I hosted a student from Beijing 101 High School for about a month in my freshman year, and then I went there for about a month as well. I also ended up visiting Seoul and Tokyo and Hong Kong, and that was my last extracurricular activity that I listed. Those were the main things that I did. So the next section of my application was my essay, and you may already know that I have recorded me reading my entire essay in another video, so you can check that out. I'll put it in a little banner thing that comes up here, so you can check that out. But in that same section is also the additional information. The advice that I would want to give to you about this is please do not overlook this section. Use it to your advantage. An application is hard to make personal. It's hard to make you into a full-fledged person, giving you all of the depth that you have as an individual. The additional information section is just the part that allows you to do that. So in my additional information section, I kind of shared more things that I didn't think that I was able to share in the essay, in my extracurriculars, or I kind of expanded on some of my extracurriculars there. So I talked about how much I traveled for art. I'd done a lot of traveling to see different exhibitions around the world and to display my own art. And then I also talked a lot about the community that YouTube gave me. I really cherish it a lot, so I think I'll put that in the description box below if you want to read it. In that section, I also shared links to my YouTube channel. I also put links to my online portfolio and to my music. I don't know if they're gonna read the links or if they open them at all, but they were there just in case, just to show that I was open, in case they wanted to look me up on social media. I was like, 100% please do that. But I put that in there just to kind of show openness and show how much technology had an impact on my life. So yeah, I would say that those were the major sections of my application. I've now shared with you guys my stats, all my extracurriculars, all of the APs that I took, my GPA, additional information, kind of a little bit of context about what I did in high school. So I hope it was really helpful to you guys. A lot of the programs that I applied to were art programs. So I submitted a art supplement to all of the schools that I applied to, and each of them was a little different. And also each of my applications to various schools were different. So depending on their supplemental questions, I would kind of alternate that with what I had written in my additional information section, which I kind of wrote as mini Stanford essays. When I hit the submit button, I felt really confident about myself because I had spent so much time really digging in deep into who I was. I felt like I had put my full self out there and I had shared with them each important part of who I was. Really spend some time with yourself. Spend some time picking out the qualities, picking out the activities, picking out the things that you do that you think is important for them to know about you. So for me, those things were tennis, art, traveling, curiosity about different cultures and my own culture, and the community that I build through technology and creating. I realize this video is kind of long. I really wanted to kind of go a little bit in depth about everything. If you guys have any more questions, I'll be happy to make another video. I definitely will be making something about my art supplement because I noticed there aren't that many videos about creating those, and there are some incredible people that I've met that make a lot of art. I'll also be making a video about the Oxford University interviewing process. It was super fun and super cool, and it seems stressful, but please don't be stressed. So I'll be making a video about that as well as sharing my personal statement for UCAS, which is the UK system for the Common App. Also, if there are any more questions that you have, all my social media links are in the description box below. I'm so excited to go to school, you don't even understand. I want to move into my dorm and do the little dorm video and the dorm tour because those are one of my favorite things to watch. All right, you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please use your summer to the best. I know school is coming up. It's coming quickly. Senior year for y'all is gonna be a blast. All right, that's it from me. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.